Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Today I'll be doing a sneaker drawing on the Nike Zoom Kobe 4 Protro Draft Day set to release February 2019. Also talk about Andre Iguodala's thoughts on how to beat LeBron James. Zia Thomas saying he's one of the best players in the game. And Dwayne Wade retiring. Let's get it! First of all, if you guys enjoy these daily sneaker drawing videos, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past the bell to get post notifications. And of course, if the stencil that you're seeing on screen is something that you'd be interested in having, I have all my stencils available on my website, KicksArt.com. When I say all my stencils, I'm kind of talking about over 200 free sneaker stencils available on the website right now. And as a bonus, if you want to see a stencil that's not already on the website seen added to the website, you can send a request with the contact tab at the top of the page. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is a sneaker drawing of the Nike Zoom Kobe 4 Protro Draft Day that I actually found images of that were leaked today. And I had never really understood what Protro actually meant. I did a little bit of research. I saw one of Nightwing's videos and he was explaining it that basically a Protro is a retro of an older model, particularly Kobe's or whatever. And what they do is they're retroing it, but they're also upgrading some of the tech. What they want to do is they want to keep the design intact of whatever that original sneaker was, but in certain spots where they can upgrade the tech to make it perform better, hence it's a performance retro, they'll go ahead and they'll make those adjustments as needed. Nightwing had also brought up that this is part of the reason why they're not doing Protros with the Jordan models, because in order to really do that, you would have to change the exterior of some of the models, thus it would kind of take away the purpose of Protroing it. So I guess we're gonna have to see how Nike kind of plays on with this as the years go on. However, I do like the concept. I mean, naturally, those shoes were used as basketball shoes back in the day when Kobe and Jordan were using them, of course. But nowadays, the technology for these basketball shoes is just so much better because so much time has passed. Let me know what you guys think about this sneaker in general, as well as the colorway. Personally, I'm kind of iffy about the colorway. I like it in certain respects, but in other respects, I don't really like it too much. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that they're utilizing the Charlotte Hornets colors because that's the team who drafted him back when he was originally drafted. Then he was traded to the Lakers, but obviously that's another story for another day. So I can see why they incorporate those different colored purples and teals and blues, but I feel like for this particular design, I don't know what it is. It could be that the side paneling has like that weird light brownish kind of color to it. Maybe that could be what's throwing it off for me. Overall though, I kind of like it, but you guys already know that if this thing were to release tomorrow and I had the opportunity to buy it, I wouldn't be buying it. I am broke. I understand I say that in every video, all right? I get it, but guess what? It applies in every video because I'm always broke, at least for now. Although when I eventually won't be broke, when I have my career and I'm making money, I probably still won't be buying sneakers for a bit anyway because I gotta pay off school. That's very important. I don't want to be in debt. You guys already know this. But if these sneakers kind of tickle your fancy, they will be available in about like 5 months. For the first story of the day, we got a quote from Andre Iguodala saying the only way you could beat LeBron James is through advanced analytics and unconventional lineups. You know what? I have to say he's 100% correct. How else can you beat LeBron James without having 4 All-Stars on your team? Well, I guess it'd be now 5 All-Stars, but you know what I mean. Like, come on, Iguodala. Like, really, man? Really? That's the only way you can beat him? You gotta use unconventional lineups and advanced analytics, and you gotta have to... Bro, no, man. You guys whooped him because he had all these All-Stars, and he had, like, Kevin Love. Do you really expect me to honestly believe, and then again, I'm just a guy, you know, I just kind of talk about basketball every now and then in my room. Do you really expect me to believe that when you're going into the final series, you guys are really booking down these analytics? You guys are doing all your note-taking. You guys are really studying, okay, we gotta figure out these lineups. We gotta figure out what the numbers are. Like, no, okay, you guys you have 4 All-Stars on your team, all right? The analytics says you guys will probably do just fine, okay? That's not to say the analytics don't come into play. Of course, whenever you're a professional basketball player, constantly doing research, you have to be doing your homework. You have to be a student of the game to understand what's going on at all points. I was watching an interview recently, I believe it was Lewis Howes and Kobe Bryant, where Kobe was kind of talking about after every game, he would always watch the game footage and he would dissect what he did and what the opponent did. We would always be looking at, okay, what can I do to improve? Literally what happened during the course of the game, what sets were correct, you know, what kind of offenses worked, how did my shooting percentage work against so-and-so players? How did my opponents prefer to position themselves defensively? What kind of strategies are they running? All of these sorts of things Kobe looked at, and that's how he was able to be a great player because he was a student of the game. And you know what, to kind of take the same philosophy and kind of sidestep from basketball for a quick moment, if you want to be great at whatever you do, you constantly have to be a student at whatever your craft is. For example, okay, in a few months, maybe like 6 or 8 months from now, I'm going to be graduating with a bachelor's degree in graphic design, okay? which means that I'll be pretty much done with school in the traditional sense how it is. However, at least based on, you know, kind of how I've grown over the past year, I hope that I'll be learning for the rest of my life. And the reason is because by default, that's gonna happen anyway, okay? Naturally, you're gonna learn things over the course of your life. And it also really benefits you to have that mindset as saying, okay, I know I'm gonna learn, but I also wanna learn more. I wanna improve, I wanna level up each and every single day. You ever play a video game and your character's stats are kind of down, you're thinking, that's pretty good, I'll just leave it like that forever. No, obviously not. You want that character to be leveled up as far as he can be, and the same goes for you as a person. And in theory, the same should go for these NBA players. Now, I know for a fact not all these NBA players really care too much about studying their opponents and stuff like that. Just reality of how it is, not every NBA player is in love with the game. You can look at interviews of NBA veterans and just NBA players that are playing today. They'll tell you that there's a lot of players that are playing in the NBA that don't necessarily love their craft, they're just good at what they do. Because they don't love it as much, that means they don't want it as much, and that means that they're not going to go the extra steps to go ahead and achieve whatever greatness would be for them. LeBron James actually does his homework. I believe when I was watching an episode of The Shop, I don't know if it was the most recent episode, if it was like a promo a few months back, he was talking about how he'll watch college basketball games with his wife. Like, he'll make her sit down and watch the games with him because he wants to watch the games. That's just the kind of player he is. He wants to really make sure that he's always in the best position to succeed, and knowledge is absolutely power. If all those reasons were invalid reasons to go ahead and try to better yourself every day by doing all your research to making sure that you know everything about the sport of basketball, he's kind of trying to enter that GOAT conversation and have his legacy cemented as the greatest player of all time. So when you're trying to go for that position, you gotta do everything that you can. If that means you have to do homework and research on your opponents, then that's exactly what he's gonna do. There's no doubt that players, especially during the playoffs, go ahead and they do their homework and stuff. I'm sure Andre Iguodala does a lot of research in and of himself, especially when it comes to playoffs, because he knows a big facet of his game is playing defense, so he has to know what the other players are gonna be doing and how he can defend it. But Dre, like, for real, man, you guys know you don't have to do too much work on the analytics department. You guys got 4 All-Stars. Next thing we got is a quote from Isaiah Thomas, not the NBA legend Isaiah Thomas, the 5'7" Isaiah Thomas. He said, quote, "I'm one of the top players in the world, not just point guard." Means that he believes that not only is he one of the top point guards in the league, he's one of the best players in the world, which I'm assuming that puts him in the top 10, right? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna say that. So first of all, Isaiah Thomas, no, I mean, not really, I disagree. But you know what, I appreciate your confidence. I like that mindset. That's a hungry mentality to have. That's good, that's what I want to see from NBA players. And I believe if everybody in the NBA had that same mindset, that the quality of basketball would be skyrocketed through the roof across the entire league. Now, here's the thing, Isaiah Thomas, without a doubt, during the 2016-2017 NBA season, you absolutely balled out. Like, that performance you had in the playoffs where you had a 50+ point game, that was unbelievable to watch. That was absolutely amazing. Especially when you put it into the context of what happened to your assists and everything going on. Like, that was one of the performances that I'll personally never forget. Like, that was an amazing game to watch. Let's call it what it is. You were absolutely in the MVP race. You were not going to win, but you were in the discussion for sure. You averaged 29 points that season. That is nuts. Guys of your height, guys of your stature, I just double checked, you're actually 5'9". You know, I apologize, you're not 5'7" or whatever. But the point is, you're extremely short, okay? Let's just call it what it is. For a basketball player, you're extremely short, and you're able to do amazing stuff with your skills, okay? There's no doubt about that. However, there is one problem with this whole, you know, being one of the best players in the league thing. Unfortunately, last season wasn't exactly your best season. You were kind of moved around a lot. We can go ahead and we can blame that on injury. I personally understand there's no biggie there. However, this upcoming season is very important for you, Isaiah Thomas. I know you watch my videos, so listen up. You need to have an awesome NBA season this upcoming season, all right? They gave you a really low-balled contract, the veterans minimum. Okay, I understand that. So you got to ball out. Like, you got to get your money now. Because if you don't have a really good season this upcoming season, I personally don't know how long you're going to be around the league for. Like, because the reality is that because you're so small, when it comes to basketball, there's offense and there's defense. And when you're as small as you are, you can't really defend too many players on the court. You know, the other team knows this, okay? They know you can't really defend that well. So what are they going to do? They're going to put the best person that you can defend against you? No, they're going to switch. They're going to switch on you a lot to make your job difficult to the point where it's like, man, should we keep this guy on the court or not? But unfortunately, you have the responsibility of whenever you're on the court, you got to score. You got to be like a ruthless scorer like you would back in 2017. Because unfortunately, if you're not, then there's really no reason to have you on the court. I'm sorry, Isaiah Thomas. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Finally, we got news the other day that this upcoming season will be Dwayne Wade's last season with the NBA. He will be playing again for the Miami Heat. You know what? Good for you, Dwayne Wade. One clap, one time for Dwayne Wade real quick. I'm happy for you because you have one of the rare opportunities that most players don't get in the NBA. And that is you get to determine when you want to retire, and you get to retire how you want to. For every old player that, you know, is not doing too well and they're kind of, you know, on their last limb here, they would have already been gone. All right, they wouldn't have had the opportunity to come back and do another year for the fans. But because of all the work that you put in over the years for that franchise, you get to say, you know what, I want to have one last season, one last hurrah, and this will be my farewell tour. Kobe was awarded that luxury. Obviously, Jordan was awarded that luxury. LeBron will get that luxury as well. Dirk Nowitzki will get that luxury. I will admit, it is going to be weird seeing Dwayne Wade not play for the Miami Heat anymore after next season, but you know what? All good things must come to an end. You've had a heck of a career, won 3 championships, and more importantly than all that, you're going to get a statue, bro. They're going to put a statue of you outside the American Airlines Arena. Like, that is legacy cemented. Pun intended. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past the bell to get post notifications. Don't forget to visit KicksArt.com for all your sticker stencil needs. Check out the other videos on the channel. You guys already know that I'm uploading daily videos, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Yee!